Hello, guys, and welcome to the Unfiltered podcast. Myself, Kyle, and Sarah, we're sitting with Mariana GUEMEZ.
Hello. That was very good.
Before we started, we were speaking about like accents and pronunciations, so I hope I did it okay.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Guys, super excited to sit with Mariana today. And yeah, what we got coming for you today, we've got aspects around moving from your home country to move to a completely different kind of part of the world. And always the kind of normal things around kind of mental health, physical well-being, and all these things as well. So buckle up. Mariana, here we go.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Not at all.
It's so nice to be here.
So we start this by always kind of giving the guest 2 minutes.
Okay.
Give us a little kind of introduction. Who are you? Where are you from? All these sorts of things, and then we'll jump straight in after that.
Well, as Kat say, I'm Mariana GUEMEZ. I'm from Mexico, from Guadalajara. And I moved to Dubai 6 years ago. I'm an indoor cycling master instructor. Master means that I train other people to become trainers or trainers. Yeah, I just train other trainers. I am 26 years old. Did I say that already? Okay, sorry. I'm a Virgo. I don't know if that helps. No, and yeah, I mean, everything I do is based on fitness. Like, well, indoor cycling. Indoor cycling became my life 10 years ago. I was 17 when I started on this journey. And yeah, I never thought that the bike was going to bring me to the other side of the world. That's insane to me to think. Like if 10 years ago you would have told me, oh, you're going to be in Dubai in 10 years. I would have been like, that's not true. Like, no way. So yeah, here I am. And right now I'm teaching at the Lab Studios in downtown. So you got to come. And I have my program that is called How to Be a Rockstar, where I train people who are interested to become instructors or trainers, people that are already trainers. So yeah, I'm an Adidas ambassador. Yeah, amazing. I'm super proud to say that because I wanted it for so long and I was manifesting it for so long. And it happened this year. So yes, amazing. Adidas. And that's me. That's me. I'm a Mexican girl in Dubai.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, thank you for the introduction, obviously. No. So take us back, honestly, like obviously kind of with what we kind of have all done in the fitness industry. We've all kind of moved from some element of the world across kind of to Dubai. Mm-hmm. Take us back kind of 7 years ago where you were in Mexico, probably kind of like killing it over there. How do you get from being settled in Mexico to then coming over here?
It was crazy actually, because I thought I had my dream life in that moment. I had everything I wanted in that moment, you know? I started with indoor cycling at 17 and I was very lucky to start when indoor cycling wasn't a thing. It wasn't. We were the second indoor cycling studio in Mexico, and like no one knew about it. It was the time where you had to over-explain what it was. Like it's like spinning, but it's not spinning, but like, you know? And yeah, people didn't know about this. Anyway, it started growing a lot. And I was part of that too. I started growing too. And a lot of people from Mexico started traveling to my city to take our classes or to get to know the concept and whatever. And that's how I started training people. You know, like they were like, okay, I want to open an indoor cycling studio in my city, come and train us, because no one was doing it. It was my team and I was the head coach of the studio. I became the head coach like after, I don't know, 1 year or two. And like, that's why people were approaching me and I started training people. And I was very young. I guess I don't know what I was doing, honestly, but I learned a lot. So that's how I started in Mexico. Then just because of that, I also started on social media, and social media was also like something that I always wanted to do. Like I love the camera, I love posting, I love editing videos. So like I started like promoting myself on social and like recording myself and whatever. And I don't know, I started getting followers, you know? And I'm like, damn, I'm good at this, you know? And like, yeah. And my mom was like, careful what you post and whatever, until she saw like things coming in the house and like signing big contracts, big brands. And it was like a dream. I was traveling with brands and I was doing this. And the other hand, I was traveling to train other people in other cities and all my friends, and I was studying music too. and all of that. So my life was great. Honestly, I was having the best time. And I started training people in Mexico, and that's how I started doing internationally. Just because I post everything on social. Honestly, I always tell this to people, especially my trainers, post, because you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you. Honestly, because of Instagram, I can say I'm here in Dubai, like literally just because of that. So anyway, people start seeing me on social, and I started traveling, and that's how I got a DM from this girl saying like, hey, I have a studio in Dubai. Can you please come teach some classes? That's it. She invited me for 1 week.
No way.
But me, I was like, okay, it looks legit. It looks real. But again, like when you're in Mexico, when you're in America, you don't think about this side of the world. You don't. It's not something like, maybe you say like, oh, I want to go and live in Europe. I want to go and live in, I don't know, in the States or South America, whatever it is. But never the Middle East. You don't hear people saying like, oh, I'm going to go to Dubai. No. Like I didn't know anything about Dubai. Super like, I don't know. I just didn't know anything.
I guess because like the fitness industry, indoor cycling scene really, in Dubai is technically, I say like 5-6 years old. So like, it's not as if people who are coming over now, like it's an established industry, like there's loads of studios around, like loads of kind of internet presence. But like you said, like how did it feel thinking about kind of the like yes, no, like flicking the switch of like, okay, like a go, no go?
Yeah, I was like, no.
Oh,
like,
really?
No way I'm doing this. Like, this is a spam. Yeah, like they're gonna kidnap me now. Like, there's no way. Anyway, I started checking the Instagram and all like the instructors, like to see if they were real. And like, I don't know, you know? And I asked my sister, like, what should I do? And she's like, stupid if not. She's like, and I'm like, but it's about, you know? She's like, just do it. And then the other thing was that in that moment, I was not confident with my English at all.
Okay.
And it was going to be my first time teaching in English. And I was like, yes, I learned English at school or whatever. But like when you're in Mexico, you don't speak English at all with anyone, like nothing. It's just Spanish. So I was like, I don't know if I can teach in English. I don't know if I can train people in English. Like, what is this? I was 19 there. Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't know. And my sister was like, honestly, Mariana, like, what is the worst thing that could happen? They don't like you. Your English wasn't good. That's it. At least you went there. You got to see Dubai and like whatever. You come back. That's it. They never called you back. That's it. And I'm like, yeah. And that got stuck in my mind. I was like, that's actually true. So anyway, my mom was like, go with God. Like my parents were very supportive. Yeah. Later on, they told me that they were super scared, but they didn't tell me because, you know, I was super scared and I was like, you know, and I think it was also my first time traveling alone, like so this far, that far, you know? Anyway, I did it. I came here. I was so nervous and I was supposed to teach like, I don't know, 4 or 5 classes. I don't know. And I was preparing my first class and I was like, so nervous. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I have no idea. I remember I messaged one friend. She's from the States, but she lives in Mexico. And I remember I messaged her and I'm like, I want to say this. Can you please translate it to me? Back in the day, we didn't have ChatGPT or anything. I was like, can you translate this to me? I want my grammar to be good. So I literally read it until like I memorized it all because I was like, I don't want to make any mistakes. And like, I don't know, like, I don't want them to laugh at me. I don't know. So anyway, I was so nervous. I couldn't sleep, whatever. I go there. And as soon as I step on the stage, I'm like, bro, if there's something you know how to do is this. Like, come on. And actually, that's the moment where I realized that the stage is like my safe zone. Like, I could be like super like, I don't know, intimidated, scared, whatever, anxious, whatever. But I get on stage and I'm like, I don't know, like I feel so secure there. I don't know why, but that's where I belong.
I love that.
No, yeah. And so I was like, you know what? Just go for it. Stop overthinking, go. I did the class. It was amazing. And as soon as I finished, the owner of the studio told me, please come and stay here. Live here. I need you to live here. And I'm like, no. I told her no. Because that was starting 2020. That was February 2020. Okay. And yeah, it was before COVID. I don't remember. But I remember that for 2020, I had a world tour. It was ready. Literally hotels, planes, everything. I was going to travel to different countries to do this. The whole 2020 was fully booked. So I told her, I cannot in 2020 because I have this plan, but maybe for 2021, we see. But in my mind, I was like, why Dubai? Like, why would I move here? Like, why? Anyway, okay, thank you. I'll call you. Yes, bye. Thank you so much for everything. I left. As soon as I'm back in Mexico, literally the moment I get in at the airport, first case of COVID. And like, you know, and yeah, it was in the moment that I thought that it was going to be for like 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever. No, we had to cancel everything. My world tour, my pop star world tour.
Done.
Trash. Yeah, I'm like, no way. So I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, I have no money now, you know, like, what am I going to do? So literally I opened my platform online. It was called Mariana Takes Home, super cringy. But it was called Mariana Takes Home. I was teaching in the living room of my mom's house.
Wow.
And it was like a black blanket on the wall. I got a bike and my phone, a ring light. And that was me teaching every morning. And I did so good. I did so good. Because like the studios were renting their bikes to survive,
sure.
no?
Yeah,
so people had bikes in their houses. So I was like, perfect, let's do it. So I did it. Amazing. And the owner of the studio bought a membership and she was like, come to Dubai. She was taking my classes. She was like, come to Dubai. And then she said, okay, listen, what if you come to Dubai for 3 months? And I'm like, that sounds okay. I didn't want to leave because I had my dream life there.
Of course.
I had a relationship there. I had my friends there, social media, everything. For me, it was like, I love my life.
Yeah.
Like, why would I like risk it all, you know? So I'm like, 3 months sounds actually very good. Sounds fun. Yeah. Let's do it for the experience. That's what I thought. So then I'm like, okay, mom, I'm leaving. I'm going to go. I'll come back in 3 months. I'll be back in 3 months. And she's like, that's when we all panic, honestly. Yeah. Like, that's when we're like, okay, like, are you sure you want this? Are you sure? I was a little bit more calmed because I knew the people already, but I was still like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm doing this. So anyway, for me to be able to go to Dubai, I need to fly from Guadalajara to Mexico City. And when I was in Mexico City, I remember I was hidden in the toilet and I was crying and I was panicking. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Can I say bad words?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm like, why am I doing this? What's the need? And, you know, and obviously like 2 days, 3 days before, I was on social media saying, I'm going to go to Dubai. And people were like, yes, representing Mexico. Let's go. And I'm like, I'm going to fail my followers. Like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Dubai. And Mia was like, listen, I'm not going to show up. I'm going to book a flight back to Guadalajara. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And my friends and my family were like, go, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And I'm like, okay. It was chaos because I didn't have a PCR test. I know, horrible. So I was in the airport like, oh my God, COVID times, the worst. Anyway, so I came here and it was amazing. I came here end of September-ish, something like that. So it was September, October. Around October, mid-October and mid-November, I got new offers from Spain, Qatar, and like other places that it was way better. They were way better than what they were offering me at the moment, you know, like for the 3 months. Yeah. So the plan of this girl that brought me to Dubai was to bring me for 3 months to convince me to stay longer, which in the beginning I was like, you're not going to win. Like, no way. Like, there's no way I'm going to stay. Anyway, so I sat down with her and I told her, listen, like, I got new offers. I genuinely don't think I'm not going to stay in Dubai. I'm not going to stay here. So I might move somewhere else. I don't know. I'm still checking because these offers are good. So she's like, show me. So I show her and she's like, okay, I give you more if you stay. And I'm like, I didn't expect that at all, actually. Like, I didn't do it because of that. You know, I was like, okay. So I'm like, okay, let me enjoy December and I'll let you know. And she's like, okay, cool. I had the best time ever. I don't even know with who or how, but I just met a lot of people. I was partying. I was having fun. I was like, Dubai, it's amazing. I love it. But those 3 months, I was still like a tourist, you know? I was like, and I loved it. And I'm like, should I stay? Should I stay? Should I leave? And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stay 1 year, but 1 year only. She's like, yeah, fine. So I go back to Mexico. I tell my parents, listen, I'm going to stay for 1 year. They're like, amazing, cool. So I go back. I come back and yeah, the first year was amazing. Honestly, it was great. That's when I started like, I don't know, adapting. I was still like a tourist mindset. I was like, the biggest mall in the world and like the biggest everything. Yeah, I was like, wow, I can't believe I live here. You know, like wow. And because Dubai is like super intimidating, no? Like you come here and I was like, whoa. Anyway, yeah. And then first year was great. At the end of the first year, she was like, hey, what's up? What's the plan? You're leaving, you're staying? And I'm like, I'm staying 1 more year. 1 more, and that's it. Okay, cool.
I think everyone kind of has this mindset, right? Like everyone comes to Dubai for a year.
Yeah.
Like 5, 6, 10 years later, everyone's still here, right?
It's a trap.
I was going to ask, when was the moment you decided like, okay, I'm going to stay here for a while?
Because I was learning a lot. And I was like, I discovered how independent I was, you know? And I was like, wow, it's not as hard as it seems, you know? It's like, it's good. And like, I can do this. And I was learning so many things about myself. I don't know, a new language, new culture, new everything. I didn't know anything about Dubai, anything about this area of the world, literally. So I was like, this is actually amazing. And the fact that I'm getting to know like all these different cultures, countries, like it's insane. So I don't know, I just loved it. And now it's been 6 years.
So then take us kind of on that journey with being probably the first Mexican, Latina, whatever you want to kind of call yourself. There has now been a kind of wave of Mexican kind of instructors coming to the Middle East, never mind just Dubai. Do you, or did you kind of feel like a pressure that you were like representing, or how did you kind of manage the responsibilities almost?
Of course, in the very, very, very beginning, I felt super special. Yeah. I was like, out of all these people, because in Mexico, you go, there's a studio in every corner. Yeah. There's a lot of amazing instructors. So I'm like, why me? You know, like I felt very special, and I'm like, oh my God. I didn't choose Dubai. I think Dubai chose me, honestly, because I was like, no, million times. And somehow I ended up here, you know. But I was like, I felt very special in the beginning. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Especially like people telling me on social, like, wow, like you're living the dream and like you're doing this and you're wow. And I'm like, why me? Like, you know, I'm the chosen one. Yeah. No. And I came here, and honestly, when I first came, no one was speaking Spanish. Like no one speaks Spanish. No one is from, I don't know, Mexico, Spain, Argentina, whatever it is, like no one. So I'm like, okay. So I'm speaking in English, all of that. And saying I was Mexican was like saying that I was an alien. You know? It's like, oh, where are you from? And I'm like, Mexican. What? You know, and I was like, damn. I was always proud to be Mexican, but not like this, you know, like not until I came here. I was like, damn, like people love Mexicans here. I was like, good, love this. But no, honestly, it was a little bit intimidating. It was a little bit intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. And then I started getting a lot of, like, I don't know, 3 years later, I started getting messages from people showing me that they got offers and blah, blah, blah. Some offers were so bad. But like if you convert this money, the dirhams to Mexican pesos, it's a lot. Great, So people were like, oh my God, I got this amazing opportunity. And I'm like, bro, no. Like, wait, like negotiate because no. And this is happening a lot lately. Like, of course, there's a lot of Mexican trainers and they're amazing. But like people open studios and they're like, okay, come, whatever. And they offer them nothing. And it's like, no. But if you see it with Mexican pesos, you're like, I'm rich. I made it, you know? But no, honestly, and that happened a lot. And I've seen people coming and leaving, you know, because of the same situation. So yeah, I got many messages from people saying like, is this a spam? Is this real? Blah, blah, blah. Some people like got messages from Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know these people, but like maybe yes, they're true. Maybe no, I don't know. But yeah, it feels nice. I think, I don't know, like a lot of Mexican people got opportunities right after that. And that's amazing, actually. That's sick. Like the fact that people can like move and like do all of this in the other side of the world, that's epic. And like showing the Mexican talent.
I think social media for you is also a huge part. Like you had a lot of people just looking up to you and kind of asking. And when you came, I think nobody had come to the Middle East, at least from Mexico, and was teaching. And no, it was honestly
crazy. I was shitting my pants. It was not easy. I didn't know anyone, not even like a friend in common of the friend, no one. No one. So I'm like, deal with this. If I don't come back, well, see you in the next life.
I guess kind of, did it make you feel a little bit more comfortable that you potentially got offered like a 3-month deal rather than like, because I've kind of brought trainers to other parts of the Middle East from Mexico and these things, and it's been like, this is a full ride, open-ended contract, 1-year contract, whatever it is. But did that almost like 3 months be like, okay, if it doesn't work out, then I can go home? Did that kind of give you like a bit of security?
No.
Okay.
Because I didn't have a contract like that.
Okay.
Like I didn't. That was okay. So when I moved here, it was under my conditions, if that makes sense. Because again, I was I was saying no. And this girl was like, what do you need for you to be able to come? The thing is, like, I didn't want to have like a contract or someone that tells me what to do or what not to do, because I was a freelancer already, you know? And I was like traveling around the world doing my thing, and I wasn't going to stop doing that, you know? So I'm like, if you want me to be here, you need to understand that I cannot be a full-timer nor a part-timer. Like, I want the benefits of the full-timer, but in the benefits of the part-timer. So like, basically, I was I am very free to still traveling and training people and doing all of this. I didn't want like, okay, I have only 30 days to travel and like, or 30 days holiday, whatever it is. I don't want that. Like, I don't want to know how many days I have. I just want to, like, I'm always here actually. Like, I'm always in Dubai, but I want to have this freedom of traveling whenever I want to. And I'm not asking you to pay me like not paid leaves, you know, but like, I am free to do this. But I want the visa and I want all of this too, you know? So I didn't have this contract. So yeah, that was because I negotiated that in the beginning. I wanted still to be a freelancer in a way. Yeah. And I still maintain it till this point. I'm like, no, like I am.
I think that's one thing I've always like, you know, I've proper fangirled over you. Like when I started teaching first, I used to come to Dubai and take your classes and then go back to Bahrain. Like I still remember, but even though you've taught at a couple of places here and, you know, you've worked with some great instructors and other master trainers as well, I feel like you've always had your own identity. Like, and that's what you're even saying right now. Like as an instructor, you wanted to be able to have your freedom and flexibility. So how do you kind of maintain that, you know, that it's not, I always feel like you, as whenever people speak about your, or even when you come to a class, it's a Mariana class. It doesn't matter where you teach or which studio you are with, or if you're doing an outdoor ride. I feel like you've got such a strong just mark about you. And so how did that come about, especially being here for so long? And
so many different aspects, by the way, for that question. But I'm a creative person. Like I'm all about being creative, which is music, I don't know, art. Like I'm super creative. So if I'm not creating, I feel stuck. You know, I feel like no. Or if you tell me like, don't do that, don't create this, don't, I'm like, you know. So I need my freedom for me to be able to create, you know. And well, I studied music. I'm a singer and I play the piano and I do all of this. But since I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer, a performer so bad. So
when you got that world tour, you must have been buzzing.
Oh, like, perfect. Microphone?
You have a stage?
This is me. Yes, of course. I did it because of the music. I did it because of that.
Yeah.
Then I started like getting to the athlete aspect, you know, but in the beginning for me, it was just that performance. So like when I used to go to school, at primary school, when I was a kid, whatever, I like after school, I used to come back home, lock my door. And I used to play that I was in a concert, giving a concert to no one. But I was like, I've been training for this moment my whole life, you know?
I love it.
So like every time I'm on stage, I'm like performing. Of course, like I really do take care of like body mechanics and like all of these things. And like I studied it a lot. Like I know what I'm doing. But like it comes to a part where I just forget about that. And I'm just like performing. Fun, I feel the music and like, I'm just myself, you know? And when I train the trainers, I'm like, the more you the cringier you are, the better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the
that's
cringier
right.
you are, the better.
Yeah.
Like just go wild, go crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's what people like appreciate, you know? Like people are so grateful for that
Mm.
because not everyone is capable to show their real selves on stage, you know?
And I think that's where like you create that one moment in a class, right? Where it's like the music and the lights and the what the words, what you say, like everything just ties together.
Yeah.
And I think I've said before on here that like when you're teaching, sometimes you can't see who is actually in the crowd, right? Like it's just black. So it's like, I'm going to have a good time, you know?
Yeah. No, but honestly, like the energy of the people is wild, but it's also a reflection of your energy, you know? So like, I learned how to like have this alter ego. It's insane. Like I can be actually like an introvert. I can be shy and I can be, I don't know, in the bad humor. I can be like super moody or whatever it is. But when I'm there, sometimes like it happened to me, like I cry 5 minutes before the class because anything, whatever happened. And then I'm teaching and it's like, boom, you know, like this character comes in, this persona comes and it's like, hello, everyone, let's go. How you feeling? 6:45. You know, it's like, it's insane. So I learned how to master that. And yeah, but everything's real though. Like when I'm there and when I'm enjoying it and everything, it's just like me enjoying every single second of it. Yeah. So I think that helps a lot. It comes from my childhood. My inner child.
So then I guess try and tie those together. What about like kind of the performing and then the kind of like fitness side of it comes together to make your kind of like teaching philosophy?
Well, that's why my course is called How to Be a Rockstar, right? Because for me, the word rockstar is someone that is extremely confident and is not scared to show the world who they are, right? So of course, like the first day, let's say it's a 3-day program, right? So like the first day is the boring day. I call it the boring day because it's all about bicycles. It's like how to have the perfect form and like how to like execute the movements and like how to blah, 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 blah. Like it's about like, the first day is about the bike. Second day, it's about the music, like how to make a journey with your class. And honestly, like that's something that a lot of people ignore though. But me, I try to tell a story with a class. And I always tell my people, you have to imagine that your life has a soundtrack, right? For you, when you do your playlist, imagine that your life has a soundtrack. So sometimes I feel like badass and I play like, you know, and like rap, hip hop, whatever. And I feel badass and I'm feeling it. But maybe the day after I wake up and I'm like, damn, I'm not feeling like that at all. And you don't connect with that. So it's like create a playlist based on your soundtrack, you know? So like, second day, it's all about music. And the third day, it's about you like losing the fear of being seen, like being on stage, like how to use your voice, how to, the body language, like all of this. So for me, it's super important. And that's why indoor cycling became what it is now, because it's something that people didn't know that they need. You know, it's like you go there and you're like, what the hell just happened? You know, it's a class that is playing with a lot of different emotions. You're exercising, but like at the same time, you don't like, we're playing with minds. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're running, you're sprinting, like the cardio is insane. But then it's like all these emotions that are distracting you. So that's why it's like super overstimulating. And like people are like, you know, and that's why they become addicted to it. So yeah, I
didn't put your rock star thing together, like, because you know how she said like you always wanted to be like a singer, and now you're like here we go, and now I'm like, oh, that's why she called it also. But like it's like
I would say like listen, like I'm good on the bike. I'm very good on the bike, but I know that there's no way. So many other trainers that maybe are way better, you know, like way better. But it's not about the talent, and I always say that it's not about the talent. It's about the way you do things, and I genuinely feel that. When you say something about someone like, oh, she has something that I don't know what it is, but I just love it. It's not the music. No. It's not, because I can do your playlist and in my class will be like maybe not cool because I'm not feeling it, you know? So like it's not the playlist, it's not the move, it's not about the moves, it's not about the class. It's about the way you feel it and the way you perform, you know? So that's what people are like, wow, like she has something that I don't know what it is. It's the way you feel things, the way that you communicate, is the way you perform. And yeah, I think that's the biggest part. And that for me was like the thing that made me do all the things that I've done, you know, like, I don't know, like, the performance, I just put a lot of attention in the performance part, like the performance,
So before we start coming away from the performer Mariana and speaking about like kind of you a little bit more personally, is there more How to Be a Rockstar coming? It's obviously you've done it in Mexico, you've done it here.
Yeah.
Is there more coming?
Yeah. It's coming in November this year.
Amazing.
But yeah, I started with How to Be a Rockstar 5 years ago and in Mexico. Like I started doing it in Mexico. I created it here, by the way, but I started doing it in Mexico. Why? Because Dubai wasn't there yet.
Sure.
Like when I moved here, I was like, let's go right, left. People didn't know what right and left were. And I'm like, how do you drive? You know, like, what do you mean? So I had to restart. I had to start from zero. So anyway, indoor cycling, it wasn't the way it is right now in Dubai. So I was like, no, How to Be a Rockstar in Dubai? No way. Like, no way. So in Mexico, it was like a big thing. And I was like, okay, cool. So people started coming, traveling to my city to take the workshop. And it was amazing. Honestly, I was like, wow, I can't believe like this is actually working and people are getting so inspired and all of this. So then every year I go, because I go once a year to Mexico, I post about how to be a rock star. And people from Dubai started telling me like, oh, Mariana, why didn't you do it in Dubai? And I'm like, no. I was hesitating for like 3 years, maybe. And it was until this time, December and January, where I did How to Be a Rockstar in Mexico. And I got a lot of messages. Do it in Dubai. What about Dubai? What about Dubai? What about that? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, do you think they're ready? Do you think it's going to sell? Do you think people are going to show up? Do you feel? And I'm like, oh my God. So I spoke with the guys, by the way, Jay and Chris are super supportive. Since day one, they're like, one day you have to be How to Be a Rockstar here. One day. And I'm like, yeah. So I spoke to them and I'm like, what do you think? And they're like, amazing, full support. But they told me, but Mariana, if you don't sell the 33 bikes, don't feel sad. All right. Like, it might not happen. I don't know. Like, it might work. It might not. Like, you just like, don't get sad. And I'm like, no, I won't. And so in my mind, I was like, I don't know. I was like, if I sell 10 spots, that'll be great. 15, less than that, I cancel it. It's fine. At least I tried, whatever. Let's see. So I did a teaser like, hey, How to Be a Rockstar is coming to Dubai, whatever. And then I posted it and I'm like, hey, it's ready, go. 5 hours, 33 bikes, sold out.
No way.
And like 17 people messaging Mariana, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? I was like, no way is this happening. Like, no way. And I started crying and I'm like, but why? Like, I didn't know people were this interested, by the way. And like, not just from Dubai, people from Abu Dhabi, from Kuwait, from Qatar, from Saudi, from Belgium, from France, like Lebanon, like all these people flew to come to How to Be a Rockstar.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, what? So I spoke to my team and I'm like, what should I do? Should I open a second date? Because I have people still like messaging me, whatever. But like, then I got scared again. I'm like, I don't want to be a joke. I don't want to open a second date and not sell anything, you know? But no, same thing. I got 25 people for the second one, 33 for the first one. Wow. I'm like, what are they like? What is happening? What is happening? So it was amazing. I was a bit scared because I know Mexican people. I know how to touch them. I know how to make them cry. You know, I know how to play with their souls. But people from here, like, Emiratis, from everywhere. You know, everyone's from everywhere. Yeah. So I'm like, how am I gonna like, is this gonna work? Are they gonna open up? Are they gonna be vulnerable? Are they gonna whatever? So like, I was like, I just went like this. I'm like, let's go. Let's do this.
See what happens.
See what happens. And so far it's been one of my favorite editions, the Dubai one. Nice. I was like, wow. Like they opened up so well. They were sharing their stories. It became a beautiful community. Till this day, we have the group and they're still messaging like, hey, people that started teaching now after the course. And they're like, hey, tomorrow is my first class. Whoever wants to come, join. And everybody goes and they support them. And like, it's so nice. Honestly, we do dinners. We do the rockstar reunions at the studio. So it's a class with all the rock stars. It's amazing. Cool. Honestly, it became a beautiful community. And what I'm trying to like share and like to teach to the new generations is that we shouldn't be competitive with each other, like supporting each other. People from other studios in Dubai came to the course and the rock stars go to their classes. Yeah. Who cares? No one. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love this community thing that we're creating and hopefully it becomes bigger. But I love that about How to Be a Rockstar. That was my favorite outcome.
So I guess you've kind of mentioned a couple of times now about being scared, crying, these sorts of things. Kind of coming from the little girl who was performing in her bedroom to kind of now being like a rock star in Dubai sort of thing. How have you kind of managed that journey of potential like anxiety or kind of the being able to... Sometimes I find Dubai quite limiting, that like if you don't kind of conform to what is accepted, then you kind of mentioned a little bit before about getting like stuck. So how have you kind of navigated the sort of like anxiety side, the ability to create all these sorts of things?
I never experienced anxiety or depression or anything like that before in my life, ever. I didn't know how it was. Like, I thought like being depressed was like feeling sad and then, okay, bye, forget it, you know? Never. Until my second or third year here, that's when like reality hit. And that's when I realized that all my friends and all my other life was like, they were moving on and they were like living their lives. And people were like, okay, cool. She's the girl that moved to Dubai. And like people were like, okay, whatever, you know? And me, I'm like, oh my God, like I felt super stuck. Also, another thing that didn't help was the fact that I had a certain level when I moved to Dubai in terms of cycling. And I came here and I had to go down, you know, like I had to start from zero again. Like everything I knew, I was like, oh, I felt very limited.
That's a good point actually, because I felt when I moved to from the UK to Bahrain, first of all, I kind of started in a studio that was brand new as well. And you're teaching beginners.
Yeah.
And then you're like, how, you said it before, like, how can you not do your left and right? It's like, is this actually what we're doing? Like, is this what I'm teaching?
Yeah.
Because then I think that you do kind of feel that, well, I'm now getting worse because I'm teaching at such a basic level, I guess is what you're trying to
Exactly. That's where I'm going. So literally, I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll teach them. Dubai taught me how to teach, by the way, like how to teach people. Nice. But that's the good thing. But I saw all my friends from Mexico, like doing amazing stuff, killing it, and like new moves and like combos and choreos. And me, I'm like left, right, left. And I'm like, oh my God. So I felt super limited. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Like, this is not what I want. And I'm not feeling creative. I'm not feeling great. Like, I'm stuck. It got to a point where I'm like, why am I here? And I felt alone, you know? Yes, I had my friends, but I was like, no, like now reality, like I feel alone and I feel like I cannot be creative. I feel like I don't have a connection. I don't know. I was like, what is happening, you know? And I started hating it. And I was like, I'm going to leave Dubai. Why am I here? Like, I'm suffering. And I was literally so depressed. Like, so many things started happening, all of that. And then I started gaining weight. I don't know why, but like literally, well, stress, but I was gaining weight. And I'm like, but why? I'm doing diet. And I'm like, I exercise. That's what I do for a living, you know. Like I'm moving my body. Like I don't know what is going on. My hormones, they're fine. What is going on? Why am I getting bigger, bigger, and bigger? And like my self-esteem was like low, and I was depressed. I literally wake up. I was crying. Get ready for the class, go sleep again. I was sleeping the whole day because I didn't want to think. And I'm like, why am I here? Honestly, why am I here now? I wasn't comfortable with my body, so I wasn't going out. I wasn't feeling great about myself. And so it was very hard, very, very hard. And I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm going back to Mexico. I miss my parents. I'm like drama. And I remember December came and that's when I got to Mexico. So I went there and as soon as I left my apartment here, I was like, I'm going to go to see if I'm staying in Mexico or I'm coming back to Dubai. Like I'm checking now, like what is going to happen. And I left and I remember I was in the plane and I was like, universe, just give me all the answers that I need to know. Because honestly, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to go back to Mexico. I don't want to live in Dubai anymore. I don't know what I want to do. So anyway, I got there and I remember I went to a retreat and I did breath work and all these meditations and like insane. And literally I was like doing breath work and I was like so high, you know? And I was like, literally like I saw myself in Dubai still doing like better and bigger stuff. I think like those 3 years were preparing me for the next part, you know? And like my English, like my teaching people, preparing people for the next step, you know? But I was like, in my mind, but I was like, I don't know if I want to go back. And me, I was telling to myself, you have to go back. There's a mission there. There's something you got to do there. You have to go back. So I'm like, okay, let's go. You know, like I don't want to, but let's go. So when I came back, that's when everything started working out. Literally, I was like, but I also like had to close some, I had to have closures over there and I had to let go. And I was like, you know what? This is a new me. Let's do this. My problem was that I was physically in Dubai, mentally in Mexico. And I wasn't allowing myself to move on, literally. And when I came back from that trip, literally the trip, I was like, okay, now I'm physically and mentally present. Like now I'm here in Dubai. And now I wanted to be the same Mariana, the Mexican Mariana, you know, here, but I needed to start from somewhere. I needed to start from zero. So then I was like, okay, if I'm going to be here, you got to do things right. And now you're here, you know, like if this is your decision, start from zero. Now you're Mariana, the girl that lives in Dubai, you know? So that's what changed me, literally. And I started growing after that. But I got stuck. I stopped social media. I stopped everything. I didn't want anybody to see me. I was so bad. But yeah.
As someone who's kind of moved here the most recently and living like Bahrain to Dubai is so close, do you ever feel what she's kind of saying now?
I think what she's saying is so true. Like the first year when I moved here, and even though I just moved from Bahrain, I went back almost every month to the point where my whole house is furnished by my house in Bahrain. Like I would just keep bringing back everything until there comes a point where you're absolutely right. You have to commit.
Yeah.
And you have to say that this is me and this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And if I want to achieve what I want to achieve, that's it.
Yeah.
Like lock in now.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really important. And what she, like, I remember when we were talking about like what kind of questions also we wanted to kind of put together when you were here. Again, as I mentioned, like, I know that you're very candid about the fact that like you work on yourself, you know, like, you know, you have to almost, because again, people see that, I want to say that rock star, right? On that stage. And it's like, it doesn't matter how you're feeling today. When that 6:45 comes on and that mic and that music is there, showtime.
Smile.
Because you've got 33 people or trying, and I think this is something that even though, yes, now people are talking about it more, but I still don't think people understand the amount of work that goes behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah, big time. Yeah.
To prepare you for this.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, like, what is something that I think maybe either people don't know of, or what would you want them to know more about, like the work that goes on behind the scenes to prepare you for all of this?
So a little bit of everything, honestly. Like I love spiritualism. Like spiritualism was the thing that helped me a lot. Like I'm so into spirituality, meditations and like all of these things. Like that for me, journaling, like that for me is the best thing ever, because instead of screaming or whatever, I just write my thoughts, you know? And that's one thing. Second thing is like, I'm very social. I'm like, woo, let's go, pa, 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 pa. But then when I'm home, I'm like, don't talk to me. Don't, you know, and I protect my peace a lot. Like I need to be at home doing nothing. I love taking naps. I'm lazy. I swear, I'm on the bike. I can run. I can do whatever you want. But after that, where's Mariana?
Nap.
Sleeping. I swear, everybody knows. Everybody knows. At the lab, everyone's like, oh, if Mariana is not here, she's sleeping. I need to sleep, you know? Also, this is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. Raving. Raving for me. I know. No, I know. I love it. I swear. I just came back from Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
My playlist yesterday. Oh, I killed. Everyone's like, wow. And I'm like, yeah. Everybody thinks I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just steal their music. You know, I steal the sets. I swear it motivates me a lot to perform. I know that sounds crazy, but I know it's true. It's actually true. I love like listening to music. Like I like to go out to listen to music. I like to dance. I like the music is like, it helps me a lot. The other day, my boyfriend even told me the same thing. I was like so stressed, whatever. And I was driving and he was next to me and I was just like putting the music, whatever. All of a sudden I was like, I love my life. He's like, whoa, what just happened? And I'm like, it's the music. He's like, you literally transform with music. Music for me is like, I don't know, like
kind of therapy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. And since I remember, like since I was little, honestly, music has always been there. Always, always, always for me. So yeah, music is one of my favorite aspects about the discipline. And yeah, I don't know, like every time I create a new playlist from zero, I get so excited to go and teach. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to die with this set. I'm like, But what else do I do? Apart from sleeping a lot, I just like to do nothing, actually. I like to be at home. I like to be with myself. And I think that's it.
So this is something that I've thought about for a while, actually. And I wanted to kind of put the idea to you. So probably we started teaching kind of around the same time, maybe a little bit kind of before for me. But when I got instructed to start teaching, it was almost like it doesn't matter what's happening in your life outside the door. When the door closes, that's it. You're a new person. You are a clean slate. Like, you put your life and soul into these people, and then you can pick your shit up when you leave.
Big time. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you feel that almost kind of this approach that potentially we grew up with is maybe a little bit dangerous, because we're almost like told, don't feel your emotions when you're in class?
I try to do both, actually. One is, it's not their problem if I'm having the worst day of my life, right? It's not, they paid for a class. That's it. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to be here like, come in, I'm sad today. Like, no, like, the show must go on. Let's go. And then how to be a rockstar, I tell them, like, do you think, I love this example. Katy Perry was about to perform, and like the ex-husband was signed for divorce. I don't know. They just sent her the divorce, and she was like crying, blah, blah, blah. And the show must go on. People were waiting for her outside. And like, no one cares about your personal life. Like, we won the show. Yeah. And so like, for me, that got very stuck in my mind. And I'm like, the show must go on. No one cares. Like, perform, do it. Just 45 minutes, go for it, do it. Yeah. But on the other hand, when I speak through my
alter ego
experiences. Yeah. No, but like, when I do my soulful part and all of that, it's like, I talk about my problems or my issues in third person, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to be on stage being like, guess what? Yesterday I had this problem with my dad or whatever. Like, no one cares, right? Yeah. But another thing that I've learned is, like, we all humans, we have something in common, which is that we feel the same way. We all have the same feelings. We all feel stressed, sad, happy, whatever. So like, how can you connect with other people? Through feelings. So like, I always speak about my experiences in third person, and like, it could connect with someone, like, it always connects with someone, because I know, like, we have the same feelings, different experiences. So like, I always try to take that vulnerability to the classes. And that's why like, people connect a lot, and like, some people cry, and I'm like, and like, they're like, oh, I'm not going to go to the therapist because I come to the class. And I'm like, no, like, no, don't do that. I'm not a therapist whatsoever. So, but I really like to talk about all these things on stage. Like, I don't know, I just love it. And I
think Right is one of those disciplines, though, that like, that room, the dark room, the lights, the music, the emotion, the energy, the way you're kind of sitting fairly close to one another, like, you are really taking that energy. And I think that's the beauty of it, right? Like, you could, and that's where you even said about your music, which is that if you're feeling a certain way, your music in some way or another will reflect something.
Yes.
Regardless. Yeah. And that's how you're able to express yourself.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I've said the example on here before, but you're so right. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, what day it is, like, regardless. Like, at a studio I used to teach at, I had a class at 7:30. Like, 7:30 in the morning, that was it. It was like a set class, like, sold out, whatever. Like, I had like a pretty horrendous like breakup at like 6:30 in the morning.
Who breaks up with you?
Right, exactly, right. And
God.
So like, a whole situation where like, but you're right, like, you have to go, like, it's too late to cancel the class, blah, blah, blah. But
that's a very unique story.
But like, it is kind of like explaining that regardless, those people are going to come up and be like, well, I mean, I've paid. Because regardless of you, fair enough, you might have like 10 or like regulars in the class, but you've also got like 10 people that you've never seen before. And they don't care. Like, I've paid my money, dance, like, go, do, like, do your thing. Yeah, exactly. But no, I definitely think that is like quite a unique experience. Yeah. So, can I take us a little bit back to what maybe future looks like? Obviously, you kind of, in a world where you see instructors who teach A and B and C and D, you have always been like embedded within cycling.
Yeah.
Is that you, or have you ever been tempted to teach strength, cycle, kind of like Pilates, anything?
No, because I tried in Mexico.
Okay.
I tried because my sister opened the second indoor cycling studio in Guadalajara. Well, the first in Guadalajara, second. She opened the second concept, which is like strength. And she's like, oh, everybody who wants to teach, blah, blah, blah. And me, I'm like, why not? I got certified, whatever. I tried and I'm like, I hate this. Like, I love to do it as a person, like as a normal person, but not as an instructor. And since then, I don't know. I don't want to do it. I genuinely don't want to do it. Even the guys at the lab were like, would you be interested? No, because my main focus it's in indoor cycling, So I focus on my classes, on my routines and my playlist and all of that. And me, I take hours. It takes me hours to get there, like to create a whole thing. For me, I take it very seriously. And also training the other trainers and like preparing them and then how to be a rockstar and all of that. I don't want to think about, do this routine for strength or do this for Pilates. No, I don't want to.
It's actually a good point, because I think that like when you spoke about protecting your peace, right?
Yeah.
If you love strength training, but then that I struggle a lot, to be honest, like going to strength classes and ride classes and these things, because I always analyze the instructor. I can't go to a strength class and just do the strength class because I'm thinking, they did that wrong, or that was good, or that was shit, or the music, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like I'm always over-analyzing whatever I'm doing. So I do think that like you just protecting that one line it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, no, and I put all my love and attention and passion there, and I'm like, no, don't touch me. Don't touch the bike. Don't. It's my thing. No, honestly, like I think it's better that way. And like, for example, next week I'm traveling for the same thing, training trainers, and I'm still doing my thing. So indoor cycling is my main focus. Of course, I train strength and I do all of this. I love it. But no, I don't want to like focus on other things.
But I like that. I really like that. Like, I also think that then you also do become the master in what you're doing, especially as well, because your energy is really focused there.
Yeah. Although I admire the trainers that do different disciplines.
Yeah.
Because I've seen like the people that work with me, it's insane how they put like all this different energies and personas. Yeah. Yeah, because indoor cycling is like performing, and then strength's more like serious, and like it's weird, but I love it. Like I admire them, but me, no, not for me.
So obviously on the podcast, what we do is we have the opportunity for our last guest, who was conveniently sad, to leave a question for obviously the kind of next guest coming up. So Sarah, whilst you're here, you can ask the question.
The question I had asked last time. So I think we kind of touched upon that, but indoor cycling is such like I want to say like, you're the instructor. Even though you're teaching a group fitness class, you are the sole instructor. And I wanted to ask, it comes in two parts. So one is kind of like, who is a mentor that you've had? It can be anything that kind of led you here. And then two is, what is the camaraderie like, or the community like within this industry that you've experienced?
I, till this day, like every time I go to Mexico, I see everything that my friends are doing and I'm like, wow, like I love this. And I ask them like, how do you do this? Why do you do this? But like I'm still learning, and that's very important in this industry. So like, I'll say like my friends from Mexico and, I don't know, like literally it sounds weird, but like artists in general, in terms of like the performance and all of this, like I will say, I don't know. It sounds like super weird, but I love like Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, all these people. It's like, I literally observe, like I watch, like I'm like, and I learn, I'm like, what do they do for them to be able to switch personalities and all these things, So like in terms of performance, like a lot of different artists, and cycling, my Mexican friends, and and this guy Akin from Army, I love him. He's crazy. I've never done his classes. I mean online, but like never in person. But he's wild, and he came to change so many things, to change rules, and I love that. I'll say that.
But I like that. You know what you're saying about like the performance element and looking at like Taylor Swift and Dua Lipa. I think like that explains so much about who you are as well, and the way you teach it, the way you show up. I think because inspiration comes from anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. So
no, insane. I'm just trying to like I observe and I like to watch videos. Like YouTube,
cycling,
YouTube
like
is my thing. No, like
performance?
concerts and like if I that's why I like to go to concerts, you know, because like I watch them online and I like to like observe what they do and how it works. Even the light show, like everything, all these small details, and I just like observe and I love that. Yeah. That's my secret.
So then if we were to turn it round for you to leave a question for the next guest that comes on, what would that be?
For the fitness industry, like I would ask someone, have you ever compared yourself with like other instructors and like how would you deal with that? You know, like, because I've been there. So like, it's like you can compare yourselves and like, then you get lost literally to the point that you don't know who you are anymore. So I would like to know like if someone else have ever felt that way too.
It's actually a really good question, because honestly my last question before we kind of wrap up was going to be around kind of your personality on social media. Is you put a lot of yourself on social media and obviously kind of being the first person in the Middle East, a lot of things you are the kind of groundbreaker, the trendsetter, whatever you want to, just blowing smoke right now. but you've obviously probably had to deal with imitation, I guess, whether it's from other instructors, whether it's from people trying to like copy your social media style, these sorts of things. Has that ever been like a factor, or has it ever kind of like dawned on you or kind of like intimidated you at all, or how's that kind of set?
I'm a true believer of like, it doesn't matter if you steal my playlist or whatever, you'll never be able to be like me.
Love it.
And I will never be able to be like you. You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
It's like, no, like you can literally copy paste everything I'm saying, everything I'm doing, but like you can tell when something is not real, you know? So like for that, of course, when I was younger, I was like, why are you doing this? Like copycats, you know? But like, no, honestly, at this point, I'm like, whatever. It needs to happen. And now it's more like, good. Like they're getting inspired, you know, from me. Like that's like, oh, amazing. So, I guess it could be hard if you don't know how to like, but that's why you have to honor yourself. Like, I'm super loyal to myself and I'm like, it's fine. Like keep growing, whatever. If people want to get inspired, amazing. I get inspired from others too. You know what I'm saying? So like, whatever, it's fine. Let's
you know what
grow
I've
together.
loved is like getting to know like the person behind, like the person on stage today, because I feel like you figure out.
That's why we do this.
That's why we do this. But also because you really do realize like when you walk into a room, like the amount of effort and just everything that goes into it, but you're human at the end of the day, you know, like you really like that's it, and you've got your process of working, and I think you touched upon like the spirituality part of things, and I've always said that something that like I hold very true is just my faith and my grounding. I think if you know internally, like in every essence of who you are, and that can't shake, or, you know, nobody can take your essence away from you, I think that then
no, you have to stay true to yourself, honestly. That's very important. And that's why also I always tell the rock stars, if you start pretending you're Beyonce and whatever, all these things, why? You know, like, why would you do that? Because like, yes, you're on a stage, you have the spotlight, you have the mic, whatever, and people start treating you as like an artist, like, oh my God, Mariana, oh my God. But like, if you go out there, people that have nothing to do with the bikes, you're no one. So like, sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like literally no one.
Humble yourself.
If someone doesn't know anything about the bikes, you're like just a normal person. I mean, we are, but like, it's like, calm down. I hate when people do that, honestly, when it's like, oh, it's fine. I will support you believing yourself and like you feeling proud of yourself and feeling confident, whatever, but not stepping on others or not like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not nice.
And it's also maybe not like I always said when I started teaching was it was not about me. It was like the people that pay money to show up. I remember that first class when you're like, these people paid?
Yeah.
Like they
paid.
They spent money And then that's when you're like, hold on, like
it's a job.
Settle yourself. Like it's about them. You want to give them the best experience possible.
Yeah. And it's a job, and it's a serious thing too.
Course.
You know, it's fun, whatever, but it's
a responsibility, especially like
a
first timer coming in. You want them to feel the magic.
Oh yeah. But like, they also need to feel welcomed, you know?
Yes.
But like, the reason why the people will never go to your classes for you. Like, they're not like, I want to see Mariana. I want to support Mariana. Says no one. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. People will come back to your classes from the way that you make them feel. Literally. We're all selfish. All selfish. So like, I want to come to this class because it's going to give me something. You know, I'm going to learn something, or I'm going to whatever, but it's for them, you know? So yeah, like, it's not for that person that is teaching.
Well, there we go.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching at home. Mariana, thank you for sitting with us today.
Thank you.
No, of course.
And
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Not at all.
Thank you.
At all. Thank you, guys.
And
there we go, guys. Like, subscribe, share, social media, Instagram, YouTube, all these things. Take care.
Bye.
Ciao.